Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. Where's that intro? There it is. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Sorry about that, everyone. How we doing? How we doing? I have a confession to make. It's not quite clear to me. Maybe it's clear to y'all in the chat, or maybe Joel knows, but it's not quite clear to me why the market has done what it's done today. Not that we know there doesn't have to be a reason, but the trading action today is acting as if there was a reason. I'm not buying what they're putting out there about gig economy, about digestion from yesterday, Biden, Powell. I don't know. Joel, let's bring up your charts. Maybe you have a better idea than I do, because I really don't have any idea.
No, I was looking too, and I saw a little thing about the like an energy something at the White House or something.
There was some sort of an attack. I don't know.
But that was later on.
Yes.
So I just think you just got a little overloaded alongside. You continue through that pre-market high. I mean, when we open up like that, I mean, there's a lot of fluff there, right? Mm-hmm. And they took out some of the fluff, and they just kept on going. Didn't quite get to the lows of the week, which was a little disappointing. Monday's low was 63.75, and we stopped at 68, turned around, trying to close in a 4,200 handle, in really good shape to post a new all-time closing high. All we have to do is close above 79.50. So that's what we're looking at. And here we are battling at 4,200, up 23 and a quarter at 41.99.50. Crude poised to close over $65, up $1.16, $1.18, call it. It's 65.04. Gold, that's in the red, just hanging up here, just under 1,800. That's down 80 cents at 17.73.10. Silver going the opposite way, not by much. That's up 6.2 cents at 26.18. And I was thinking about talking a little bit negative about Bitcoin in an article today, but I didn't want to get the haters out. But Bitcoin, that's down $2,585 at 53,110. And folks, for you to think I'm off on that, I am looking at the futures markets because it's just they close, and they're closed on the weekend. It tracks the activity pretty well. So that's when I'm talking about Bitcoin, I'm talking about the Bitcoin futures.
I do want to give myself a quick pat on the back.
Sure.
Oh no, before I do that, actually, Eden Garden is saying, it's because Biden said that gig economy workers like Uber drivers and whatever, that they're going to be classified as employees. I'm not buying that, because is that really enough to knock down the entire market? That the gig economy workers are going to be classified as employees and have to get benefits. So that affects a handful of companies. Does that affect the entire market? I'm just not buying it.
What time did he say that?
Sometime this morning at 9:30, I think it came out, or 10.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I don't know. I'm just not buying that as the reason. But I do want to give myself a pat on the back, because we talked about Apple this morning. Obviously, we talked about Apple yesterday. Apple was running into its earnings report last night. So between 4 and 4:30, it was running. And at 4:30, when the report came out, it was at, I believe, 135. That's when the report hit the tape. It was higher than that at the open, but not for very long. And I said at the time, I'm suspicious of this rally into the report. I don't like it. I know it'll be a great report, but I'm suspicious of this run up between 4 and 4:30. All those gains and then some were promptly given back at the open today.
Yeah, I mean, you had these sellers here at 135 and a half for like a really long time. And then you had to bump up in the pre-market, and then you were just holding steady. So you have this kind of pattern where it's been. It wanted to hold, it was showing it wanted to hold 137, but quickly off the open right here. This is the open. You took 137, one big red bar, and that kind of got things going. I guess it wasn't that great of a report that they wanted to take this thing to skyrocket. So I'm still sticking with this trading range in this, and maybe expand it up a little bit to 130. What was the high here today? 137 and change, very close for the open. Now unchanged, so not a great day. Still, you can't call the rally over yet.
No.
But disappointing that it's not going to close over that 135 and a half today. So I'll construe the report as a little bit on the negative side.
If you go through the rest of FANG, you can see Google looks poised to go even higher. Facebook has fared far better today than Apple has.
Yep.
Which I find interesting.
Yeah, Google's a monster. 2-day run. That thing has just kept on going. Little weak hands at the close yesterday. 24.35, tight range compared to yesterday. So inside days. So we'll be looking for the resolution to the upside or the downside in that. Facebook, I noticed there was a few sellers in there. Got it off the high, but just ringing the register. Nothing major. Once again, kind of failing right at the pre-market high, which right there at 9:30. Little bit of a sell-off, nowhere near the top of yesterday's range. So if you're going to do, based on what, Google did the second day after earnings, Facebook, more run, perhaps more room to the upside.
Let's look at a company, a stock that did hold its earnings gains. Or actually, I shouldn't say that because it was down at the open, but it came all the way back today. And that is, in honor of Michael H., DPZ, Domino's Pizza, reported this morning earnings beat, sales beat, global retail sales up 14%, excluding Forex impacts. And it is up. It's had a very nice day today.
Yeah, buy the dip worked. I don't know when that was early once again. But this is tough. 405 down to 390 and change. Hard to take that kind of heat, but we'll keep back up through the open. There you got a nice trade-off going up. Not quite. It kind of looks like an all-time high here, but it's not an all-time high. The actual all-time high comes in at 435.38. You're $20 away. See what your close is today. Big range in that. Let's see if we can get up. We've come this far, this fast. Let's see if we can get up and make that new all-time high up at 435 a change. As far as what it's doing tomorrow, keep an eye on the mark. See where it closes today. Looks like we're closing in the upper quadrant of the range. So boom, you want to take that out. Who knows what the market's going to have in store for us tomorrow. But nice move for Domino's if you could sit through that early action.
How is Amazon doing today? I think it's probably holding up.
Yeah. You did see some profit takers, the old split talk. Who knows? A little bit of a red bar. That just means that we're lower than the open. Man, that's just a pesky level. This thing can and will go anywhere. If you're looking to sell the all-time high in the after hours, 35.52 and a quarter, that is where it was. And 35.50 if you don't want to hang out for the extra $2.25, but gonna need a big beat, and they're gonna have to see what they are. Dennis is thinking that if they don't do the split, that there could be some pressure on it.
Yeah, let's go through the rest of the earnings because there's a lot of action here that we didn't cover this morning, and the chat's all over it too. JD is looking at TAP. Chris Camillo's got to be happy today, because not only did TAP beat this morning on their EPS and their sales, but if you look at the chart, it is knocking on the door of that very recent high from January.
It sure is. That high in January was 56.10. The yearly high, 55.61. A lot of momentum. Gave you a lot of chances here at 52 ahead of the report. So that's a big level. Make a new yearly high. Your next monthly high is back in February of last year when you made a high at 61.94. So Try to make a new high on the year. Let's see if we can do it. Nice range. Off the open, let's see, 51.17. Wow. Oh, closed at 51.15. So it did give you a shot at the close early. Quick dip to 49.83. Not super impressive volume on this one. We still have some time to go, but nice move for tap.
You know what I'd be inclined to fade today? Comcast, which is having its best day, and I don't even know how long. I think probably since last year.
News me.
Oh, they had earnings this morning, and they added, I guess, they added 380,000 subscribers last quarter, cable subscribers, which is way more than I would have thought, and I guess that's a record for the first 3 months of the year. What else did they say? Peacock got 42 million signups, which includes paid and non-paid. So a bit of a misnomer there, but that's their streaming. That's their Netflix answer. Anyway, it's up 4.5 or 4.25%.
Big move.
I would be inclined to fade traditional cable if it was me.
You know, I like it because it's easy. Trading right near the highs of the session. I mean, you got to respect, 5 highs in the same area. So now we are getting into that area. I just don't, unless you get an upgrade or something, I don't know if it's just going to blow through that area. That high was at 56.72. Where'd you get to today? 56.49. So, and it's holding strong, and it's bid up here. So there it is, at 4 or 5 highs in the same area. Let's clear that. Maybe get a look over 57. 57.12. But yeah, you're right. For a stodgy old stock that it is, it's having one hell of a day off a nice earnings beat.
Yeah, so we did talk about that headline, that gig economy headline. So we might as well just look at Uber and Lyft here. Uber and Lyft, but you can see exactly when the headline came out. Pretty much, it was at, I guess it was at like what was that, 10:30, 11ish, somewhere in that window. Lyft, both of them got punished pretty hard. Lyft down 10%, Uber down 5%. Trying to think who else could potentially.
Isn't this like a broken record? Like, didn't we hear this before with California?
California and Great Britain are where we've heard this before, but never for like the entire
United States.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they bought the dip though, and not a bad day. It's just you're not that far off the low. Sellers were just lining up at 58, 3 days in a row. Those sellers are rewarded here. Let's see here. That's where you got to. You snuck out 59.22, but back down at 55. Oh boy. Let's see. I mean, if the street's going to brush this off, then you're just going to hold this low from today. You're going to, maybe another day or two coincides with this low at 55.18. Or no, excuse me. This low was 53.58. Today's low, 53.11. Let's call it 53.35. Holding that, then you got another couple lows under there. So support, it pulled back in the area of some lows. Let's see how the street digests that night information overnight. And Lyft has had a nice run. That 65 area has been pesky. This came into support too, and you can mark X with the spot here. Today's low, 54.36, back above it by $2. Did you fill your gap from here? Oh, you did. 54.79. Congratulations to you, gap traders. $2 off the low. This one seems to be, digesting it a little bit better. Holding 55, that's good. Break it below 55. I think you might see 50. You blew through 50 to 55 and only a few. Well, actually, the move from 45 to 55. That was a quick one. Very important. Holding $55 for Lyft, LYFT.
Other gig economy stocks that got hit: Upwork, DoorDash, Fiverr, Etsy, Airbnb, all got hit on that same headline. What about a couple of the big losers from the morning? We talked about eBay. We talked about ServiceNow. eBay has at least bounced a buck. Service now, not so much. Is that the low of the day?
Boom. Wow. We came down, big old gap down. So absolutely no upside for eBay until you can get the top, and then you got a big gap to fill. High right near the open. Even if you were just declined, I'm just going to eat this loss here on this one. You did okay. Opened up 729, 734 high. And I don't know if we looked at this low this morning. Let me drill down on it. You got a daily low here at 55.05, 55.04. You got through that by a wide, 54.95. So, but you're not really settling that far off it. You're at about a buck off it. So 55 is good. Maybe hold in there for another day or two and perhaps turn up a little bit of buy the dip. I saw this service now, man. This thing was crazy. This thing is crazy because you came down this morning, right? And then things got perky and it came back. Oh, no, that must have been a bad print. What do I have for the high in this? That's a bad. Yeah. I see 530.80, but I'm not seeing this anywhere.
No, I see 530.80. That's my high of the day.
Yeah, that's the high. Oh, I guess it did that. I guess it did that right off the open. Okay. Wow. I didn't see that. Ooh, better correct my article. I talked about the 510 to 520 area as a potential buy zone. It worked the first time, but you know what? It ain't working now. Perhaps we got a date with 500 as I put matching lows in there now. 490.52 comes in is your next daily low. But you know what? This thing, as of yesterday, was still trading at 108 forward PE. So if you think this is cheap, it ain't. And it could go a lot lower.
My dad asked me a few days ago about Tesla into earnings. I said more often than not, Tesla is higher 3 days after its report.
Oh.
So, sorry, Dad. Screwed that one up for you. But down again today, another 2.5%. I just pulled that chart up, so oops. What else? Someone in the chat mentioned UPS and FedEx. We talked about UPS this morning. But no. Go to FedEx first, because FedEx is the one that has that 305 high from what's that? December? Yeah, December 9th or something. And it's about to bust out.
Yeah, strong move on the heels of that UPS trade. At just continuation day, had the big up day, and then boom, just quiet range. Bulls and Bears trying to decide what to do, and man, they just came out buying again today. Now you got a little gap in here, moving up near the highs of the session. I know they report later on, so man, maybe you could drill down in your dailies and find some other levels. But man, very, very, very nice move. The UPS, I mean, man, I was thinking of shorting this thing at 191. I'm glad I didn't do that.
You didn't.
Boom.
Street.
I don't even know. 3 up days in a row, no consolidation yet. Higher high, higher low, higher close. I don't think you can think about any kind of downside here. Until you at least get some kind of consolidation and an inside day or something. But UPS looked in strong.
All right. After the close today, another big day. We've got Amazon. We've got Twitter. We've got U.S. Steel, Gilead, Neo. That's kind of it.
I'll tell you, if you're,
Western Dig, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know where to go with those. If you have targets, on the upside or the downside, put them out there. And if they get hit, whatever happens after that, then it happens after that. Haven't looked at the Twitter chart in a long time. I think you could be a little bit concerned because of the Pins earnings, but Twitter's Twitter. People are using Twitter whether they're locked down or not. Wow, look at this. I would just say you got a really key area on the downside here. And I'd be if you don't hold 64 here, trading at 64.05, I think you get a look at $60. On the upside, yeah, 64 must hold level. On the upside, man, you had all these highs. You had a seller at 67.50. I do see a high above that at 68.36, but I'm going to play it closer to the belt, and I'm saying it's got to hold 64, and I'm still going to use that 67.50 as resistance
Okay.
in Twitter, and that 60 is also a monthly low. Someone was asking me, the questions about what I'm looking at on the bars on the monthly charts, and it's more the actual highs and lows. I mean, I will pay attention if it closed higher or lower for the month. But what to me is more relevant is, one monthly low is good, two monthly lows is great, 3 month, in the same area, three monthly lows is, what are you gonna? I mean, that's a triple bottom on a monthly chart. You're not going to get much better than that. And then also, I look to see if they're, like for Twitter here, much higher monthly lows. Now here, you're much closer to that monthly low. I look at 60 now. So after 64, my next level is 60. So I hope that explains to you what I'm looking at on the monthly charts. And I would say I pretty much apply that to the daily charts as well.
So just to clarify, not the actual high and low, but the closing high and low. That was
No. The actual
right.
numbers of
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So the actual high and low, not the closing high and low. Got it.
No, unless your close for the month is your all-time closing high,
Right.
or
Right.
But generally speaking, when you have your monthly charts and stuff, like for Twitter, for example, you got ridiculous when it went to 80. You had a red bar last month. This month, April, let's see how it's looking right now. Right now, for the month, it's in the green. Of course, we're heading into oh boy. Let's see here. Where did it end last month? It's still in the green for the month, but and you want to see that hold today after the report. Hasn't had two red months in a row in a long time. Really, even through the pandemic. I mean, really, wow. I would say Twitter's full disclosure, long Twitter, not selling anything off this report, but you haven't had back-to-back down months in this thing forever. So I don't know how long that trend can keep up.
Is there a stock in the communication services sector that is down today? XLC is buoyed by Dish, which we didn't talk about, but is up big. We talked about
Comcast.
We talked about Comcast, talked about Facebook. Every single stock in this ETF or in this sector, whether it's Disney, whether it's the gamers like EA and Activision or Discovery or Charter, Omnicom, News Corp, AT&T, which I may have said already. Viacom is in the green. Netflix, which we talked about. So maybe Twitter is like the only one. Twitter's down. That is like the only one.
Yeah, because it so often disappoint, on reports. Right.
Twitter and Fox, FOXA.
Yeah, you know what? Let me. I want to check something here on my Pro. I hope I have it up. Because this has been the big knock on Twitter, and I know that I think it did okay off its last report. But just let me look at this and drill down, because the fact that all these years Twitter's been around, it just like these revenue numbers, just with all the traffic that they have,
Right.
you think they'd be making more money, but they just haven't been able to monetize it as much. I would say, yeah, they finally got over $1 billion last quarter, right? And they're expecting $1 billion this quarter. You see a revenue number more like a couple quarters ago at 780, 800. Katie barred the door. Now, if they could pull the surprise out here, I don't know. The EPS they're always pretty much in line. Well, that one EPS was a big miss, but and it just 217 million. That's what it made in its first earning report back in it's a Q4 of 2014 and 217 million. They've only upped their revenues 5 times since 2014. I mean, overall, just a perennial disappointer. Whereas you take Facebook, and man, oh man, I mean, Jesus Murphy, this thing going back, that same time period, it's grown the revenues from 1.23 billion to 23 billion, almost 24 billion. So that's your key for that Twitter report, folks.
I forgot to mention so we had the Endeavor IPO today, which is EDR, and I get it. I get that it's a different company than the one that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What am I saying? It's
Is
not,
it this?
it's
Wait,
not
that's
EDR. It's not EDR. What am I? What am I supposed?
that's a debut today.
No, okay, it was EDR. I don't know why you know what it is? My chart is wrong. Anyway, it is EDR. I'm sorry. I get that it's a different company than the one that tried to IPO a couple years ago because they own UFC now. But any company that tries to IPO, fails, and then tries again, I'm skeptical of, to say the least. So,
well, I don't know where this was priced at.
I'll tell you where it's priced at. Priced at 24.
24. I keep an eye on that. I mean, it didn't go much under it to 23.50, a little bit lower than that. So keep an eye on that. If it holds that for a couple days, rally. But I don't. UFC, is that the fight league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Not a super big fan.
Money Mitch has a stock he wants to watch out for. Money Mitch, what stock are you watching out for?
All right. So first thing I want to say is before I call it, and I would love Joel to take a look at it first. So CRSR, Corsair Gaming. You guys know I called this one on the IPO.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at it. It's been super sleepy. That chart looks beautiful to me.
No, I love those kind of charts. I love those kind of charts.
It does.
It's just knocking on the door.
It does look good.
No doubt about it. And you know what's nice about these kind of trades is that when you're wrong. I mean, you could try it a couple times, but man, I don't know. This is not a New York stock, so you can't see in the book. But just get that 34.40 seller out of there, man. Someone needs to come in and just go buy them. And then you can go up. I remember this one guy in the pit used to do that to me. Like someone would go like 100 and even. And this guy who was a big trader, he would sit down behind me and he'd go, buy them, Joel. Joel's buying them. I'm like, no, man, Mark, not pulling that trick on me. But that's clear as day. Matching lows on the downside, Mitch. That's it's sleepy. Let's see if we can get up, and then it's probably maybe get a look at 35. I know you're probably looking for a little bit more than that.
All right, Joel, we are off the high of that comeback rally for the day.
Yeah.
Still in the green, though. Still in the green across the board, except the Russell's down. But the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, all in the green for the day as we head. We've got about a minute left here in the session.
Yeah, keep an eye on, Amazon, your big earnings reports. I mean, if you're going to subscribe to the Joel, end the week on a higher low theory, well, we're a lot closer to the high than the low. So that 42.11, I can work some more numbers for you overnight. New all-time high by a wide, all-time closing high by a wide margin, folks. So, limited resistance and crazy support from 41.65, 41.70.
All right, that's going to be a wrap for Joel and Mitch and I here. Guys, smash the like. Let's go. We've got how many likes? We got like 20 likes right now. Is not gonna cut it.
But wait, I see 70.
All right, I was exaggerating.
On a ratio basis, though, I mean, not everyone's going to like you.
But they should. They should. All right, it's 4 o'clock. It means we're done here. It is time for the Cannabis Hour with our crackpot team of cannabis editors, and they always have a really good slate of guests.
Is that going to be on this channel, Spencer? Do we got to get off it?
Well, we're gonna end the stream, and this stream will redirect straight to that stream, so you don't got to do anything to tune into that. All right, smash the like. It's up there on the screen. It says it right there, and we'll see you guys.
Check
tomorrow.
me out, guys. Check me out at 6.
Money Mitch.
All right, folks.
Money Mitch
All
at
right,
6.
Spencer, I'll call you. I'll call you.